Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another Save Your Souls video. Today we're taking a look at a pair of Jordan 3 Retros, and they are the Air Jordan 3 Retro OGs in the true blue colorway. So let's not waste any more time and let's go straight to the detail. Now before that, by the way, I just wanted to give you a look at the box. So big red Jumpman on the top, elephant print at the bottom. Here's the size sticker with the official colorway, so somewhere there it should be reading white, fire red, and true blue. And here's the shoe. So fire red on all the red hits, true blue in all the blue hits, including the sock liner. And what makes them OG? The Nike Air branding on the back and the Nike branding here on the soles and here in the insole. Now, all those things that I mentioned, or all those parts that I mentioned, used to come with a Jumpman branding. So there you go with the OG. That's the reason why they call them the OGs, just because they replaced those parts that were recently branded with the Jumpman with Nike Air. Now, these guys sell for $220, a little bit more expensive than your usual Air Jordan 3 Retros. And from the build and the materials that they use, it kind of looks like the only reason why you're paying more is to get the branding. Now, whether you think that justifies the bump in price or not, you know, it is what it is. Just so you understand where I'm coming from, let's go ahead and check out the shoe. A little bit of history, by the way. These are the first Air Jordans that Tinker Hatfield designed for Michael. And you're going to see this pretty common theme across all of the Jordan shoes that Tink designed. It's always going to be a combination of some leathers to make it look classy, and then whatever technology Nike's pushing at the time that they made the shoe. So this pair right here, leathers would be your upper, which is a combination of tumble leather and nubuck. And for the technology bit, you get a window here on the heel that shows you encapsulated air. Now, I'm not saying that '88 was the only year that Nike started using encapsulated air. They have been using it since the Jordan 1s, for example, and they could have been using it earlier than that, but around '88 was the time that they started showing the technology in windows like this. So, you know, it's just a little bit of trivia. Now, as far as the silhouette is concerned, if you're not familiar with how the Air Jordan 3s look like, here you go. This is the lateral view. Here's a view of the medial. Here's the view from the back. And here's the view from the front. Your outsole is made up of solid rubber, and it's heavily textured to give you some traction. Your midsole is polyurethane plus that encapsulated air unit on the heel, like I mentioned earlier. Now, the bad part about polyurethane is it's a little bit dense. Of course, if you compare it to like the latest cushioning systems like your Phylon and your Lunarlon, for example, those guys are really just much more comfortable compared to polyurethane. But you know, at the time, polyurethane was the way to go. Now, having said that, another disadvantage for polyurethane is that it doesn't hold paint that well. So if you buy a pair of these and you start wearing them, you're going to notice cracks here on the midsole because of wear. And that's just because of how polyurethane kind of works with paint. So expect cracks here, expect cracks here on the true blue area as well. But if that's something that bothers you, you can always get your shoes restored, or you can always buy leather paint like Angelus to just restore your own shoe. But anyway, that's a whole different topic altogether. Going up to the upper of the shoe, you've got two types of leathers or synthetic leathers here. You've got nubuck here on the mud guard on the toe box and here on the back, and also here lining the eye stays. Now, the pattern here on the mud guard and all the nubuck parts is your elephant print that the Air Jordan 3 silhouette is kind of famous for. And you're going to get a different pattern for each shoe and for each pair. So, you know, don't compare these with what you see in the store and kind of make that as the basis for checking whether a pair is legit or not, because you're going to have different patterns per shoe. As far as the materials that they used is concerned, now that's something that I'm a little bit disappointed in. It is more expensive than a typical Jordan Retro, so that's why I was expecting a little bit better materials, but unfortunately they didn't kind of deliver in that department. The synthetic leather on the top is pretty stiff. It's not as soft as, let's say, the white cement forest that came out late last year. And this is the type of tumbled leather that really creases a lot. Like after a few uses, you're gonna see deep creases there. And that's something that's gonna bother you. You always have that option to buy force shields or whatever they call those wearable shoe guards that you wear inside the shoe before you put your foot into the shoe, so it just retains its shape. You can always buy those, but if creases really bother you, then maybe you want to avoid this shoe altogether. But anyway, the Air Jordan 3 silhouette is something that I personally really like. So, you know, despite the materials being not that great, I would still probably buy the shoe, but I would have probably waited for these to be on sale or at least get a little bit of discount, especially had I known that these guys weren't really that hype. Like 2-3 weeks after the shoes released, I could still see some in store, and I believe some stores even put them on sale like a month after they were released. So, you know, had I known, I would have waited. But anyway, it is what it is. On the back tab over here, you've got the Nike Air branding, like I mentioned a while ago. Another thing to note, when these shoes get older, this part of the back tab is one of the first things to go as well. So, you know, just keep that in mind. So at least it'll help you take care of the shoe a little bit more. Here's a view of the lacing system. You've got an option to customize the fit a little bit more with extra eyelets over here. You've got True Blue on the eye stays here. And here on the eyelets, the last top eyelets here, you get the Jumpman logo here on the tongue. Stitch job is pretty much on point, pretty well done, and you get perforations on the synthetic leather tongue as well. Now, breathability in these guys aren't too good, so you know, if you're thinking about playing in them, please keep that in mind. If you are thinking about playing in them, one good news is that they used Ortholite on the insoles. So this squishy material in the insoles is Ortholites, which automatically makes these more comfortable than previous Air Jordan 3 Retros, just because you get that step-in comfort that the sponginess of the Ortholites give you immediately. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the shoe, man. It is an Air Jordan 3. Like I said, I like the Air Jordan 3s a lot, so purchasing these was a no-brainer for me. But I'm interested to know what you think. Are these worth the bump in price? Are you willing to pay an extra like 50 bucks just to get Nike Air on the back and Nike on the bottom and Nike in the insole, which probably people aren't going to see unless you take your shoes off and show them, right? But there you go, man. There's the Air Jordan 3. So again, let me know what you think. That's what the comment box below is for, and be really interested to see how you guys see these Air Jordan 3 Retros. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate all the support, and I'll catch you guys on our next video.